Kieran's birthday.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, bro.
Thanks.
And to you guys.
And to this podcast.
Delicious.
Not bad.
That's not too bad. No.
And it's warm too when it's cool.
We were just missing a salt and lemon, yeah.
We'll do another after. One to start, one to end.
Ooh, fuck.
So
Okay,
what?
guys, see you in the next episode.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
All right. Wow.
That actually woke me up a little bit. That was good.
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
That's what you guys need, man.
All right.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, we just took a birthday shot of Casamigos. Still feeling
Blanco.
it.
Reposado is not the way. I don't know who ever decided that, but
But yeah, here we are.
run it.
Welcome back to Legacy Loading. This is episode 14. We're here with our special guest, Mr. Merijn.
Thank you guys for inviting me, man.
Yeah, this is
Appreciate you being here.
this was long overdue.
This
Especially
is
coming
the,
from Europe.
Yeah, you come a long way just to come to
Came
our
just
podcast.
for Legacy
Just to come to your podcast. Yeah.
incredible.
There happens to also be like some Alphalete events and
I don't know. I
summer
haven't heard about
shredding,
that.
and I'm
So
going to go there as
worked
well.
out, worked out perfect.
Yeah, I came in for the podcast.
Yeah.
I actually met you guys for the first time maybe 12 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When I
Yeah.
was here last
Awfully
time. Yeah.
specific. 12 weeks ago.
12 weeks,
Wow.
Yeah, they were for a photo
month
shoot
was
there
that?
also.
I don't even know.
Is that winter?
It's like February.
Yeah, like February.
But yeah, if you're listening to this not when it comes out on Saturday, it is the start of summer shredding weekend, and there are a ton of people here, ton of friends, ton of new faces, and it's just awesome to have everybody here.
Place to be.
And we're super stoked to have Merijn here. And honestly, we only know a little bit about your story, so we're really going to dive into it today because we got a little bit from Nabil, and we know you guys knew each other a little bit before, but
Yeah,
I know
man.
your story starts way before that. So do you want to give us like just a quick overview of who you are, what you do for those who don't know?
All right, man. Yeah, so I'm a YouTuber, first of all, I would say. Like it's always like a question, are you a YouTuber or an entrepreneur? Lately I would call myself more of an entrepreneur than a YouTuber, but YouTube is how I started, and it's still like my first love, you know? So the way that I started, you know, when I was a kid, first of all, like I'm not gonna make it too long, I just had a lot of trouble at school, actually, since a very young age, like with the teachers. My parents had to come to school like all the time. I just wasn't a good student. You know, like, I had a hard time, from the get-go. And then when I got to actually study, when I got a little bit older, like 16, 17, I got in a lot of trouble. Also with the police, and then as someday,
Hell yeah.
I'll go into this in more detail in a video of mine soon because I haven't shared this online yet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because there's some weird times in my life, and most people don't know because most people only know me the way I am now. But I was actually kind of a shitty guy when I was younger.
Wow.
Bad boy.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Can I-
Like,
can
I did things that I'm actually not proud of, and that I would never do now.
Can I ask like what type of?
Just a lot of fights and those kind of things. Yeah.
Okay.
And you grew up
Something's
in
not
the
I'm also like public drinking and drugs and those.
Okay,
and those.
okay.
So where did you grow up? Because you said in school you weren't.
The Netherlands, Nijmegen. Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't that bad. Like it's not some crazy story. But it's just to show like I changed a lot.
Yeah, you changed, yeah.
And the way that I changed was mainly through fitness. Because there was this one point where I was 17. Then I had to go to a courtroom for something that I did. And then, you know, like how disappointed my parents were, that was just so messed up. And I just never wanted that again. And also for myself, for my life. And I started like watching these motivational videos on YouTube. And they were mostly fitness videos like that.
Who's one of the first people you saw on YouTube?
Well, like the Greg Blitt and Eric Thomas, you know, the motivational speeches.
Yeah.
And a couple different of these guys from back in the day. And so I started listening to those speeches, and then I realized, like, yo, I want that lifestyle. And I had no one around me living that sort of lifestyle. Like I had zero entrepreneurs around me, business owners. My parents are just like 9-to-5 workers, and pretty much all their friends and those around me. So I had no one to really look up to in that sense, like no real mentor, you know. So I found that sort of online. And then I got into fitness because that was the first, like I got motivated and I was like, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to train. These guys are training. So I went to the gym, and it took a long time to get results. Like I see guys now training with the right information that, you know, I'm the one teaching people, for example, and they get results so much quicker. Like for me, it took like literally like 2 years first. I was just kind of like fucking around.
What age was this?
15 to 17. So I started pretty early. And then at 17, there was this stage, as I said, where I wanted to change my life, really. And then I went like all dedicated on fitness and figuring the right ways out to do it. Then I started watching videos like Christian Guzman. Chris Jones was the very first one that I watched.
So for me, shout out Chris Jones.
Yeah, shout out to Chris
Fucking
Jones.
legend.
For me, he was really the first guy, and I saw that lifestyle, and it was just insane, man.
See, the funniest thing is, I'm
like,
sorry
wow.
that I'm interrupting you, but I'm from Europe, so besides Christian, I think you were the first person I started watching.
Oh, sick.
You and Christian, actually.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
like 6 years ago. I swear.
Awesome, man.
You and
How
Christian
old
was
were you
Yeah.
when you started kind of watching this like fitness?
Yeah, so I started watching this when I was 17.
Okay.
You know, when I was in that motivational state and I was training and I started watching these videos. And then when I was 19, I was already watching these videos for like 2 years, right? Every single evening I was watching these videos and I was obsessed with that lifestyle and with the way they were like inspiring people, helping people like me. And then I was like, what if I can do the same thing? You know, I started asking myself, and this was sort of a, you know, when you have this thought in your head or this dream,
Yeah.
it's like it just seems so unrealistic. So I didn't tell anyone. And like I had this, like I was visualizing this every single night when I was laying in bed. I was visualizing this lifestyle of standing in front of a lot of people and meeting people. You know, like a meetup, which years later it all happened exactly the way that I pictured it.
Yeah.
And just like imagining the videos that I would make, the presence that I would bring, you know, the energy. But that really wasn't like me. Like I wasn't that guy. So
Not
I was
yet,
imagining
not yet,
my future self, you know, the way that I wanted to be someday. And then after months of just like laying in bed every night thinking about that idea, like one day I was just like, you know, like fuck it.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to start.
It's that why not me mentality. Like why am I watching these people do things that I could be doing, but I'm just like I'm not there yet. I'm not putting the work in.
Oh, so that's I think that's really interesting because you said that you didn't have anyone directly around you, and so you had to find it within yourself to really get started on that journey. So you said one day you're just like, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And all of that came from external sources of motivation. I mean, obviously you had that in you, but like there wasn't anyone that was like holding your hand. It was like it had to be you. And also you started at a point where there weren't a lot of people. Like now there's a lot more people around, so you can find motivation in your friends and people around you. But back then it was like, man, like that's significant.
Yeah, no, like I didn't even tell. Like I had a girlfriend back. Like this is gonna sound crazy, but like I had a girlfriend back in the day, and I didn't even tell her that I made my first video.
Because they don't,
and that I posted
they don't get it.
Exactly the same.
People
No,
don't understand.
I was a shy guy too, man. I was shy. Like,
Either way,
I
like
know,
they don't like even my parents. They're like, when I went to Christian show, they're like, oh, what are you doing today? I was like, I went to my friend's show. Like I'm not even gonna get into that conversation like who Christian is, like how much it means to me, because like they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna understand. So.
Yes, it was a different life and a different idea, and you know, to get further in the journey. So I started my YouTube channel. First, I started like a transformation video, which I learned how to edit myself. You know, so every day I was googling like how to edit. And I started doing that.
Let's go.
And so because I had no one, like I didn't have YouTube friends or anything, so I started uploading 3 times a week next to my university studies, and I was training 5 days a week, and I had a side job too.
Right
And
off the rip. Right off the rip, 3 videos a week.
Not right up, but maybe after like a month or two, you know, I was like, fuck it. Like, because I was reading a lot of books on entrepreneurship too, and about leadership and learning about social media. And I realized that like, if you want something, you have to be consistent. That was like, one of the first things I learned. So I realized like, if I want to do this, I got to put out videos, you know? So 3 times a week, committed myself. And then after 1.5 years of doing that without like getting a lot of views, suddenly one video went viral.
Oh, so you had a viral video.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was the video?
Like a transformation video.
How many views did it get?
Like 1 million.
Holy shit.
Well, like back then maybe 400K, but like now it's probably a couple million.
What were your videos doing before that one? Roughly
Just
like
a couple thousand.
And then
I had like, well, in the beginning I had like, you know, after a couple months or weeks, maybe 2 comments or four comments, from which 2 are from myself from fake accounts. That's the way it goes. And like my videos, first of all, the first videos had like 349 views because I refreshed it. I don't think you can do that anymore these days.
Just to give
Back in the day, you could refresh it yourself.
You would get a view for that?
And you will get a view, yeah.
Damn.
Really?
Up until like 349, and then it stops.
Damn.
What
That was funny.
I don't know
And
that,
so then that started happening.
Later.
And in the meantime, I was building up my coaching business because I saw what these other guys were doing. They were doing online coaching. I realized, you know, that is a good business model, and it will be really fun to help people and to do that. So I started building my own website. So again, go on Google how to build a website.
Do all yourself.
Because I didn't have money. Like I was still in university. I didn't have, you know, I had like 300 or 400 euros from the side job at that time. So I just paid one guy 50 euros, which was like a big investment, which is like $60 to build a payment system on the website. And the rest I all did myself. And so then launched the website, got a couple clients, and then the clients get great results. Actually, before that, I started trading clients for free to just build up some testimonials,
portfolio. Yeah.
And then from 1 month till the other, it basically started blowing up. My subscribers went to like 10,000, maybe the next month 20K. It started like sort of doubling from 5 to 10 to 20, and my online coaching clients also started growing. So I was at some stage I was making like 10K a month, and I was still in university. Studying marketing and sales, and then I decided to drop out, which my parents really didn't want me to do because they wanted me to follow the normal path, because they had to tell all our family and their friends, like, Merijn dropped out of university. Everybody told me it was a stupid idea. There were only a couple people that, I'm not sure if they believed it, but at least they told me they believed it, right? So pretty much no one did, and proved them wrong. Then I started growing the coaching business further, started hiring a first employee. And then, 2 years later, wrote a best-selling book. It's been sold in 150 countries, My Shred Lifestyle. I started growing the team. I started doing a lot of things. Been on the Men's Health cover later, which was a dream since 15 years old. And
awesome.
When I was 25, I was on there. So, did a bunch of cool stuff. So that's basically the story, I guess, like how it started.
Right on.
Was anyone else doing what you were doing at that time?
Especially
like in my country?
Yeah, like where? Yeah.
Not many, no. No, so I was one of the first.
You were that guy. You were that guy.
That's why I respect you so much, because it's different. They don't know like how it's in Europe. In Europe, it's totally different to be a content creator or entrepreneur. Like
you cannot walk, like, even nowadays, you cannot just walk on the street with a camera.
Exactly.
And expect people not to look.
That's why I feel like you stood out. Like you were going against the grain. Like you were being different. And
I was just doing it, man.
Yeah.
And looking back at the video, I even like I looked totally different, and I was totally different guy. And it's funny to see.
You had a short.
I just didn't give a fuck. Yeah.
Was there a point when you were doing it where you thought you might not do it anymore, where you got like discouraged or anything like that?
You did recently, right? You did a little pause recently.
Well, yeah, we can get into recently too, but like during the years, especially in the beginning, I mean, daily, bro. Like there's thoughts in your head, like, is this all? Are they right? Are they right? And is this a stupid dream? Is this a stupid idea?
Yeah.
And is it unrealistic? Is it only for those people that have a gift, or those people that like have something that I don't have, or that have rich parents, or whatever it is, that have something that you don't have, or an opportunity, or that know people. And like for me, it was against the grain, because like I didn't like, English is my second language. I speak Dutch, and I was gonna try and make it internationally, which was like grandiose idea actually, because I could have done it in Dutch too.
But you started second Dutch YouTube channel
way later.
Yeah.
Not when I started. So I did everything in English. I wanted to travel the world. I was still like in university, had a side job. I didn't know anyone in the industry, so there were not a lot of reasons I was going to make it. You know, but I still believed in it, and I just went for it.
That's crazy. Who was?
Yeah.
So how did Christian come into the picture? So you were a fan of Christian way before everything?
Way before. Yeah. So Christian, this is like 2016 or 2017. Rob was sponsored by Alphalete. He was like the first athlete, I believe. And me and Rob, Lipset, met in a kind of funny way too. I think I had like 20K subscribers, and Rob was also one of the guys I was watching, obviously. And I wrote him an email back in the day, like, bro, I love your video. I love your videos. Yeah. I don't think we had DMs. I'm not sure if I even was on Instagram. YouTube was my main.
Email was a thing.
YouTube was my main vibe. Wow. And so I reached out to him. I was like, bro, I want to do a collab. I will visit you, and I'll book a flight and stuff. Are you cool? And he was like, yeah, great. So I booked a hotel next to where he lived, and we started training together. And I was like, wow, because I was the first guy. First of all, that was an entrepreneur that I ever met. I'd never met an entrepreneur before that. And
he was like famous at the time, right?
Like he had probably like 30K, like a little bit more, But that was at the time. That was famous. Yeah.
So you flew to Ireland.
I flew to Ireland. Yeah.
How long did you stay for?
A couple days, maybe three or 4 days.
Okay.
Just for the collab. I was going to invest. I was going to go there and do the collab.
Did you go by yourself?
By myself.
So you vlogged everything.
Yeah. Vlogged everything. Like those videos were different quality than nowadays.
Are they still there?
They are still there. You can watch them. Yeah. But then again, and it's still the same now. Like people think it's all about quality, but it's really not. It's about the storyline. And I had a really good story because people just wanted to see my progress. Because I vlogged everything. I vlogged the day that I dropped out, and I told people like, yo, I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I believe I will, and I'm going to show you guys and take you with me.
That's so cool.
And years later, I could say that I did. But if I didn't, then that would have been sort of cool content in a way too. It's documenting the journey. And so the story with Rob was cool because I went there and we actually became such like he's one of my best friends for sure, and certainly in the industry. Yeah. He's a crazy guy.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
He's one of a kind. Yeah, we've been on trips to Vegas, LA, and Houston many times. Ibiza. We've been like all over the world and done cool stuff. Years later?
What was your biggest takeaway from that trip with Rob? Like when you got home, like what was the first thing going through your head? Like, okay, shit, like, no, I can definitely do this, or like, what was going through your head?
I don't think I remember, man, but I have a lot of just good memories. Yeah. But I think it gave me an idea of what was possible too, because he was recognized like a couple of times during that trip. And to me, that was unreal. Like
so cool, right?
He was recognized, and I was recognized just a few times in the Netherlands, but he was getting recognized everywhere. And he had like when he walked to different stores and he could get supplements for free and products. And I was like, for free? What? Is that possible? Like,
you got a taste of like what life could be like.
Yeah.
So when did you transition to Instagram then?
Wow.
I probably did it after maybe. I think while I was on YouTube as well, the first couple of years of like, I've never been a really big Instagram guy. So I was just posting like, new YouTube video live. Like that's all I posted. I wasn't posting separate content.
Yeah, it was like promoting your YouTube.
Just promoting my YouTube. Yeah. But maybe when I went to the trip with Rob or, I did some collabs with Joe Delaney, which is also such a good guy. And also one of the first guys that I collabed with. And then we did some photos on Instagram, but nothing... Later, I started writing like big captions because I'm actually a pretty good writer. I like writing, and so I started doing that more. But it's like the main focus is always YouTube. Yeah, I don't know why. It's still. I just love the platform. Yeah,
it is a great platform.
It's just different. Shows your character more than a picture.
It's a portfolio of your life. It's fucking awesome. It's dated.
You can fake on YouTube. It's just not realistic, especially for 10 years.
Rob. That's how Christian came in the picture because Rob. And
so Rob was sponsored and. So I reached out to Rob at some stage when I was probably at 70,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube, something like that.
That's great.
Wow. I think 70K. And I reached out to Rob like, yo, can you hook me up with Christian? So I think he gave my number, or he gave my number to Christian, I guess. And Christian was maybe going to reach out, but he didn't reach out. So I sent him another email, perhaps like Christian Guzman at gmail.com. Like, you know what I mean?
Just made that up. Like it wasn't even real.
It probably wasn't even real. Yeah. So shot him an email, but no, nothing. And then, I decided like, yo, you know what? I really wanted to be sponsored by Alphalete. That was also one of my dreams at the time. And certainly because Christian was the owner, but I also saw the growth. I saw that Rob was with them. I saw what they were doing, and the trips that we're on right now. Like it's still amazing. I've done it so many times.
It's still going on. That's what's so like, it's still happening.
But I just saw that and I was like, wow, I want that too. And so, and I really believed in Christian too. I love this vision, right? So, what I did then was I went on a trip with Nabil at some stage, and like one of the reasons for that trip. So this was a trip to. So I met Nabil maybe honestly a month before we went on the trip, and the trip was a month to New Zealand and Australia. And because Nabil never let me pay him anything. He just Nabil was actually a fan of what I was doing of my videos, and he lost a bunch of weight because he watched my videos and the My Shredded Lifestyle way of life. I think it was Student Aesthetics back then, so I had a different name, Student Aesthetics.
I remember the logo, bro, black red logo, bro.
With the Z's logo, Yeah, man. So good times.
So you went on like that month-long trip with Nabil, and
so I did that month-long, and then one of the goals was, like I want to reach in some sort of strange way. Is the mic right? Yeah.
Can you hear yourself?
In some sort of way, In some sort of way, I knew that if we were gonna make sick videos, I was gonna reach 100K subscribers, and Christian was gonna reach out to me. And he never told me that he was gonna, but in some way, I felt like this is what I have to do. I don't know if I knew it was over 100K but I just knew in some way like I'm gonna give everything now, and then he's gonna see what I'm capable of, and I'm gonna be with Alphalete, because they were all creating pretty cool content back in the day. And my content wasn't really that high level yet. So I met Nabil, he could film really well. And then I was like, okay, Nabil's doing this for free now. I need to pay him in some sort of way. So I'm going to take him on a trip, which Nabil found really cool.
So you paid for all this?
I paid for everything, It was it was a crazy expensive trip.
I was going to say.
That was crazy expensive. Yeah.
But worth it, right?
Definitely worth it.
Definitely worth it. Yeah. So we started making daily vlogs, but
that's crazy.
back in the day, the quality that was, it's like the quality you're filming now. Like imagine doing that like daily and like
I can't
it's like
I literally can't imagine
6 years ago too. So no one else was doing this. I had honestly the sickest content back in that day for some period of time.
And if there was no one to like look up to back then for like cinematic fitness content.
Nah, it didn't exist. It was a new thing, And obviously Christian was doing it as well. I think with Javon and with maybe Kelvin, maybe later. I think. But I don't know, not daily, So we were doing it daily, so it was a different vibe. So I feel like that really took off the channel, and then I had 100K on that trip. So I gained loads of subscribers, and then I got a text one day, and it was, let me think now. Is this student aesthetics ?
No way.
Name Christian Guzman. Oh my God. And then I just
be crazy.
I remember I was with Nabil in a Starbucks, and I just flew off my chair. I'm like, Christian's gonna fucking sponsor me, bro. And I just knew it like directly. And then we planned in a FaceTime call the same day, and he told me, "You want to be an athlete?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, man!" Maybe. I'll FaceTime.
Was that your first sponsor?
I had a supplements. I think my protein right before that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow, so you're still with both of your sponsors?
I'm still with both. Yeah.
Wow.
It's loyalty.
Yeah, it's loyalty. Yeah, for sure. I've gotten a lot of offers over the years, from other companies who even pay more, but it's. It's like with Alphalete, like it's such a family. That's the reason I'm here too.
It's not about the money.
No, it really isn't, because then there's other options. But it's man, being on these trips now, and just the whole crew is just so sick, and I've known everybody for so many years. Yeah, and it's an amazing brand. You see how well they are progressing, and see also just the clothing, but also now with Alpha Land, shit like that. It doesn't exist in Europe, I love it, man.
So what did you do with your content once Nabil was out of the picture? Like, did you start editing again, or?
I did a different thing. So I started working with another videographer, but I've also been editing a lot myself. I've been editing since the beginning, So I kind of love editing. So even maybe a couple months ago, I was editing myself, and then someone else is. I feel difficult just vlogging and giving my content to someone else.
But you basically supported Nabil to work with the Christian, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely, man.
I think that worked out pretty good.
No, that was something that we remember Nabil talking about, was like you were always supportive of what was going to be best for Nabil in his career. And I think,
of course, man. But I believe that's the way to go. You got to have an abundance mindset. You cannot keep anyone stuck, and you want other people to grow. And if something else is better for them, then. Everybody lives their own life, and obviously there's a certain loyalty in some senses when it comes to certain things. But when it comes to this, he wanted to succeed, I wanted to succeed. Do whatever you got to do to make it happen. And so that was all great. I supported him, and now we can see where he took it, man. Yeah, it's cool.
So all right, so take us. So you're sponsored by Alphalete. Obviously, that
crazy.
That has been going well. What was like the next big step in your career after signing with Alphalete?
Yeah, that was writing My Shredded Lifestyle, best-selling book.
So you wrote that after the
2017, yeah, maybe a year after.
So 2016 you were signed with Alphalete, and 2017 you wrote your book.
Yeah.
Now that's something that I don't even know anyone else that's done that. Like, what made you want to do that, and what outlets did you have to push that book out and
write a book? Yeah. So the sick thing is, like, we actually self-published the book too. But yeah, I met a business partner who was, who I still run My Shredded Lifestyle together with, and he just had this idea of writing the book. So it was his idea in the first place. He came to me, and then I wrote the content of it, but he did everything else in terms of putting it together, and because most influencers don't self-publish a book, they go to get a publishing deal, but then you get maybe like a 5%.
They take everything
from all the sales. They take everything. Yeah. So now we actually decided to do it ourselves. Yeah. Which was obviously, I've always been into business and entrepreneurship, which I think makes me a little bit different than most influencers do. And I've actually for long, especially now, I'm just way more interested in the business side of things and entrepreneurship than I am in fitness, And I think that's also part of the reason why I got successful. It's not because of the most amount of followers, but it's because of the way that I structured my business, also for longevity. And so this was just a great business idea, actually, because no one had done this in the Netherlands. Write a book like this about fitness, and about it was really about how to lose fat while enjoying your life, because that was always my motto. Because when I started, I was 19, I was in university, and this was like my unique selling point. Which in the beginning I didn't know I didn't know about. I just started making videos. Then I realized I got to be different than everybody else. And Z's obviously made videos about partying, but he didn't make informative videos. You know, he made these motivational type videos, and man, it was so inspirational as well. But I made different sort of videos where I really informed people, like like cut out carbs on the day that you're drinking, alcohol, like how many calories does it have. I made informative videos on living a balanced lifestyle, partying while getting in shape, but it doesn't have to be partying. It could also be eating out and smoking, doing all those things. I just had that idea, and I thought if I write a book about this, it's also for the mainstream people. It's not just for, because if you write a book just for the fitness industry or just for bodybuilders, like there's just going to be a limited amount of people, especially in my country.
Small niche.
So yeah, that just went crazy, and then we launched it in the Netherlands, sold loads of books, and then we also did it in English, and then sold it in 150 countries later.
Wow.
Yeah.
You still,
and the power of the book, like we have like literally like right now, like probably like 600 or 700 reviews, and they're almost all 5 stars. Wow. And that's how the book became like the book is actually good. It's not just but it's because I said like it's a good business idea, but then there's a lot of people just writing a book just for the sake of it, when the content is not good, or just like doing coaching or whatever it is. If you sell something, or if you start a clothing brand or whatever, like if you sell something and it's not good, it's not going to sustain.
Just because the name's attached to it doesn't mean that it's going to be good. Like,
then maybe you make some sales in the beginning, in the first week, or but like no one is going to tell their friends about it. Yeah. And so that was the power of the book. So I actually got well known in the Netherlands because I launched the book. So it, like not even from from YouTube videos, people recognize me like, hey, you're that guy from that book. You wrote that book, right? Wow. So yeah, it's cool.
That's fucking dope.
Sorry. So the first thing that we met, and actually second day, whatever, in the lounge when we spoke, I immediately saw your mindset is like literally like entrepreneur mindset. And you were Merijn brought his own tequila that he made, and then he starts talking about business with vodka. Sorry, my bad. Talking business about Christian. I was like, what? Wait a sec, I need to start something on my own. When I heard you first time, immediately I was like, wow, okay. You want to talk maybe about that a little bit? You also own that
the Waka brand. You mean?
By the way, the best drink that I ever tried.
That is true. Yeah, so it's called Alter, and I started that together with a business partner, and it was a cool idea, and it's a great product. Like you just said, it's really tasteful. But lately, I've just noticed I really want to grow as an entrepreneur. I want to grow my business, and I just had too many things going on, too many businesses, which can be a trap. Like if you're a guy with a lot of ideas and then you also have some success in one area, you think like, oh, then I can also do this. Or let's say you see someone start a clothing line, and you'll be like, well, I can be sponsored by them, but I could also start my own clothing line. Yeah. And then there's just so many, because you see the sales you're making or the money, but you don't realize what like all the work that goes into it.
Putting too much on your plate.
Yeah, so and I have ADD too, so I'm just like my mind is all over the place, right? So I only found this out a couple months ago. That's one of the things that made me realize too, like this is just not for me. It doesn't make me happy to do all these different things, because now I cannot really do one thing right, you know. And back in the day, and the reason why I got so successful is because I focused on one thing. I focused only on YouTube, not all the other platforms. People try and do all the platforms, but if you don't have anyone, you don't hire anyone, you have to post it all yourself. Why not make better content, especially with all the competition now? Make better content, but only focus it on one platform, you know. And of course, you can repurpose content and do all that stuff. But still, if you're on your own, it still takes some time, Yeah,
you want to
even the little thing, it also takes some time.
Yeah, you want to give 100% attention to the things that you care about the most.
You
can't be giving 20, 40%, and like.
Well, you can. I guess it's a choice. You can, but if you want to be really, really good at what you do, I don't think you can. I think you have to focus on one thing. And it can also be focusing on one thing for, let's say, a couple years, then hiring a person to run it, and then starting a new thing. You can do that too. Which is something those are things I've thought about more lately. How can I still do certain things and not do one thing for the rest of my life, but just not all these different things at the same time.
You have a podcast too, right?
So I started a Dutch podcast a couple months ago, and this is also another business that I started, in which I help like fitness trainers grow their online business. So we talk a lot about entrepreneurship, business, and also how to grow their social media and how to use their personal brand, because it's not about the followers, but it's about, like
you.
It's about you. And like I have trainers who have a couple hundred followers, but that are making a lot more money than people on Instagram with tens of thousands of followers, So it's all about how you market yourself, and all those things. So I teach that to people, which is cool, but that's a Dutch company. And I decided like in the last few months, I was struggling a bit, man. Let me actually just, you guys want to hear that story?
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you about talking about so many things having on your plate. I know you had recently a little pause. You said it was a kind of a burnout.
Yeah, exactly. So that happened, I guess, I know now because I was doing so many different things at the same time. And like when I started my entrepreneurial journey on YouTube, I was just doing everything that I love doing, that came from my heart, everything that I was passionate about. But over the years, as the business started growing, I started doing different things, started hiring people. And now I got more into a management function. And in my company, we opened up an office as well. This was after my burnout though. But before that, we didn't have an office, but we still, we had a lot of people working in different places. So I had like a different role, and there were also a lot of things that I didn't really necessarily like doing that I had to do. Because I had all these different businesses. It's just some things that you're not going to like, which is fine if it's not like, if your heart is still in the end product that you want. But now, because I was doing so many different things, I just sort of lost my vision in a way, and I just was like working all day, solving problems. And I did not have, I had zero time for like new creative ideas or new inspiration. So I just like outworked myself, which I like for many years I worked 100 hours a week, no problem, because it was fun and my energy was in it. And now I could, like, those 100 hours were just slowly killing me. My sleep started getting like really shit during the night. And then at some stage I got like panic attacks during the day. My vision got really strange. Like we have these lamps here now. And the lights were just flickering, and every day was becoming worse. So if I got into a room, it was just like, I was just like, whoa. It was just like the lights were shaking. Like
work stress.
It looked like I was literally on like LSD or some shit.
Is that from like anxiety? Like what was that?
So I looked it up, and that's from like severe stress. If you're very stressed or you haven't slept in a long time, but it started getting worse, and then I started like getting the worst panic attacks after that. Like just this was over a period of a couple of days. And then I just knew I couldn't do anything anymore. I couldn't even text people. Like, so I had to text people that like that night I just got loads of these panic attacks, and then I realized like I have a burnout. I got to pull the plug. I also went to a doctor and a psychotherapist and stuff. To make sure that that was that was surely what was going on.
How long ago was this?
Yeah, this was last summer, bro. Last summer. So after August, September, maybe end of August,
So what were the things that you had on your plate, if you remember all those things? And then what did you offload? What did you sort of narrow down your focus to when you started taking action?
Yeah, so obviously one of the things was the vodka brand. That was one of the things. Now also, I was just doing like in my shredded lifestyle, I was doing loads of things myself that I'm not doing now anymore, because like we hired an assistant and we hired different people to do different things. But back then I just wanted to do everything myself because I felt like I was the best at it.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to like pass off something.
Yeah,
that you do every
some
day
things are hard to pass off.
Yeah.
I was also, really having this stress put on myself. Like, you have to make these amount of YouTube videos, and you have to do so many posts a week, without actually realizing that, years before that, I was doing that, but I didn't have a lot of people working for me. I didn't have a big company, multiple companies, and I did not have all the responsibility that I have. Yeah. So I would try to keep myself to the same standard of uploads and social media quality, while also doing all this other shit, which is actually like way more, so... I've just been able to actually, quit some things. And that is actually a lot of different things that I quit, like small things. But the big thing was, the vodka brand, of course. And we actually had a massive launch party too, which was like a week after my burnout. So we canceled it. But a lot of stress from that. I was going to be on like a TV show, so there was some stress there. There was just a lot going. Like every day, I was just putting out fires. So,
who's your support group? Who did you talk to about this stuff? Did you have anybody, family, friends?
My girlfriend.
Yeah.
Mainly, my best friend Stan. But it's difficult. I don't know, with the guys, man. It's difficult to talk about this stuff. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Pride. Yeah. So. Mostly with my girlfriend. Yeah. But I mean, after the burnout, I started talking to people, and I went to a therapist, and I had a coach, and all these things. I tried to do everything to quickly get back on my feet again. And I'm really grateful that it happened to me, the burnout, because after that I started really discovering myself. And for all these years, I was just going without ever asking myself any deep questions.
Yeah.
And I think that over a period of, it's been a period of 7 years. I was sort of doing the same thing. This I actually want to say. So it's not just the things that I dropped, but for example, like making fitness videos, it was just a lot of stress for me. Because my passion was gone for just making videos like here's 3 exercises for chest, because I've done that for 7 years, and I love the business aspect more. So I sort of wanted to make more like entrepreneurial business content, but I didn't really do that because we have the company Maestro the Lifestyle, and I'm supposed to teach people about fitness because that's my identity. I've gotten so big in that and sucked into it now that people expect that from me too. So it's difficult to sort of like make a change. And later I realized that that's one of the things that also kept me down a little bit, like making the fitness content all the time and not having any creativity anymore with other ideas, because I just put it down quickly, because like when you start, you make videos for fun and for the people, and now I started making videos like not necessarily for the people, but like for because I had to do it, because also business pressure,
my shredded lifestyle, you feel like I have to be shredded all the time. If I'm going to promote this book, I got to be shredded.
A lot of things that happen. But from the Burnout, I learned so much from the psychotherapist, actually, from the coach, and it's just asking myself deep questions.
Sometimes you need some fucking shit to happen, in order for you to really like step back and like appreciate like what you have.
I know you said that you're about to make more videos about this topic, but I think people would benefit a ton from your perspective on this and your experience with it, because like, I don't know, there's definitely people out there who are probably in the rut that you were in, that they're experiencing the same thing, and like, okay, here's the actions that he took and here's what I can get out of it. So I think that
for sure
that like your audience would definitely be able to speak to that. So that's that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's an important topic too, because and I feel like now it all made sense. Like I started my journey, I started training a lot, making fitness videos, and it was all about my physical shape. But when I reached that physical shape, I was like, is this everything? Is this what life is about? Then started, making a lot of money. And then it was like, that is really what I wanted. And then, well, now I'm here, like up until a certain point, I think money makes you happy. But the studies also show like at a certain point, it doesn't necessarily make you, like the more you make, doesn't necessarily make you more happy. Yeah. So I lived that lifestyle of having, the freedom to travel and making the money. And then I realized, like, it felt like something was like still missing, something was still missing. And, then this happened with the mental breakdown pretty much, where I started realizing like, life is not just about the way that I look and, maybe the girls I have around me or the travels or the cool stuff that I'm doing, the way that other people view me. Because everybody was always telling me like, Merijn, your life is so great and it must be so amazing to be you. And if your friends even tell you, then you I would never complain, man, because I would never complain or talk with people about my feelings, which is, what I wouldn't do with the guys around me, because they were not in the same position. Yeah. So how am I gonna
get it?
Because it feels like I'm complaining if I talk about my issues to people who maybe have less money or maybe have less success. Maybe they don't have an own business or they have a 9-to-5, so they don't they will be like, what are you talking about? You're traveling all the time. You cannot have any problems, right? So then I realized this, like, there is a mental aspect too as well, which is also the reason I got successful in business, right? With discipline and with habits and all those things that I learned. But now there was this more spiritual realm too, which I got into more, where I was also asking myself, like, who am I actually? What's life about? And started asking myself the difficult questions. So this is like a new aspect in the journey. So I feel like it comes together in a way.
It's all part of your journey.
Yeah.
Even myself, like when I first came out here, you could ask them, like I was probably like the worst like mental place ever when I first initially came out here.
How long was that ago?
That was like literally like last year at this time. I was like going through some of my ex-girlfriend. I was just like stressed. I didn't really have a job yet. Like I had no job pretty much.
Yeah.
And like, but that was part of my journey. Looking back now, like that had to happen in order for me to be here, like sitting at the table, like, where I'm at mentally and where I'm at financially, physically, like everything.
And like that's not the last time that's going to happen, right? Like no matter what.
But like you gotta be ready for it. You gotta,
Well, it's the nature of pursuing more,
and life,
right? Like if every single day you're trying to improve, every single day you're trying to do more. inevitably you're going to run into these things.
Yeah.
Inevitably you're going to hit roadblocks. You're going to hit issues that you feel like are overwhelming. But like
Yeah.
the ability and the willingness to get better yourself is everything.
And
Exactly,
makes you stronger getting through that.
Yeah, because those things you just cannot learn. You just have to fall on your face and realize it, man.
Yeah.
But I was just telling you this afternoon too. I'm really proud of your journey, of you guys, all of you guys. And I saw that video on Instagram where you were working this construction job, right?
Fucking year ago, not even.
It's just a year ago, man. It's just so amazing, man. Because I told you guys last time, like, I really want you guys to make it. Really, because you're good people, you know, and you work hard, and I respect that, really, like the grind. And now you guys are just growing so much. So yeah, man.
Thank you,
man. And then also to hear that mentally you're growing, that's amazing. Yeah,
that's the main thing, really. Like staying mentally sane is the most important thing. If this isn't good, then everything's not good.
How about you, Dorian? You ever been through mental tough times? Like,
not really. Besides being being tired, but honestly, never in my life I had anxiety. Never until I started like growing on a social media and everything. Then exactly the same mindset that I need to be on top of every single thing that I do. It's waking up too early,
stress, right?
It's a good
in a way, well, you need that stress. Otherwise, you're not gonna.
Like, I have a reason why. I have so many good things going on. Like I'm overwhelmed by all my great jobs that I have. Like,
absolutely, but at the same time, you know that you kind of like you need to like give yourself a break sometimes, which I don't give myself. You know what I mean? Like because actually, you want to actually, like for example, I want to sleep longer. And I by accident wake up like 4 a.m, right? My brain immediately is like, if you sleep 2 hours longer, then those 2 hours you're losing to do something extra while people are sleeping. And I'm like, okay, but I'm still trying to sleep. No, my brain is just like, no, wake up. You have 2 hours in front of everyone to do this or that. Yeah. And that's kind of stressful, but like in the same time is motivation.
Like you're actually like obsessed with bettering yourself. You're obsessed with like bettering yourself, which is like good and bad.
I think it's a fine line. And what I think, like, as I said, the main problem is not like working too much. As long as you love what you do, man. As long as you love what you do.
Exactly.
And so right now I've really like found my passion back, and I love the things that I do. Awesome. And then like, you know, because it hasn't been that long, and I started, you know, making a lot of hours pretty quickly again afterwards. First couple of months I took a break, or like complete break. I went on like a yoga retreat, which was really cool. Nice. And I've actually gotten a lot into yoga and meditation. You guys ever do that? Meditate?
Harry loves doing that shit.
Every day, every morning?
Every day. Whenever I need it. If I can feel the anxiety coming up, or I can feel myself getting overwhelmed, literally 5-10 minutes just breathing.
Exactly. That's what
clearing your mind.
Yeah.
Like more than anything else will just change everything. Yeah. And then in yoga the same way, you just feel so connected and in touch with yourself. And
exactly,
like,
man.
No, I can't.
And therapy too. Like people are scared. Like they think if they go to therapy, I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
For me,
even Alex Toplin said he goes and he loves it. Like he's it's just someone to talk to. Like get it out. Like,
I felt awkward talking about that therapy first online as well. Like just it feels like you're admitting that you're going to the therapy, you know. But I think it's actually great for anybody. I think it's actually great for anybody.
Like can relate and they respect you more even.
Yeah,
you know
and some people have really good friends that ask the right questions, and that can be sort of therapy in itself. But if you don't have that, and like a lot of people like watching my videos also told me that at tough times when I told them about this, they are just alone all day, you know, in their rooms and maybe just watching videos, and then like a therapist, like it'll be so good, you know. But meditation too, anyone can do it. It only takes like literally 5 to 10 minutes. I do it every single morning. And I do different meditations. Also, like visualizing, I find that sort of a way of meditating too, because you get a meditative state. Then you picture the life that you want to live. You feel everything. You know how it feels, how it looks, how it smells. You know, for different people, there's different ways to visualize. But it's such a strong, powerful tool. So and even before I got on this podcast, now I had a really long day. You know, we just had a crazy day, then Alphalete shoot. So here in the Uber I was like, okay, in 5 minutes we're gonna be there. I do a quick meditation, just eyes closed and just breathe. And then, you know, right now I just feel great again. Because otherwise mine is all over the place.
I gotta do that. I gotta start doing that.
For me, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I believe in God, so that's my meditation.
So you pray.
I pray in the morning. I pray in the evening, and that's my I talk.
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's a way of gratitude too, and a way of meditation. And that's also something I do every single morning. I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. You know,
that's awesome.
That's what they say. I mean, the way that your brain's wired. If you're expressing gratitude, you're writing out gratitude, you're thinking about gratitude. It's so hard to feel the opposite. It's so hard to feel anxious when all you're talking about is the things that you're grateful and fortunate for. And so again, with any of these things, with meditation, with yoga, with whatever your outlet is, it takes practice. The first 100 times you're going to meditate, you're going to be in your head, you're going to be hearing your own voice.
Or you're going to stop. Like, this is not for me, you know? I cannot sit still.
Yeah. And bro, like I have ADHD as well. Like it's really hard to start.
I know,
man. It's really hard to start meditation.
It took me 2 years to actually like consistently do it. Yeah.
Honestly, for me, it's like more like that everything has a purpose. Like I believe that every single second, every single step of my life was supposed to be like that. 100%. So I'm like, awesome. if today is like really bad day, in my head, I'm like, it's okay. Tomorrow is a good day. You know, tomorrow exactly. I needed this bad day for tomorrow to be more motivated or something. So like, you know, exactly.
My issue was like not reflecting. Like last night, I don't know if you guys saw my story. I put a story up because I was like really, I was like really in my bag last night. I just like took a second. I was like, fuck. I was like, my life is insane. Like everything I've just done. Like this last week was so surreal to me. But like I didn't even appreciate it really because I'm just always like in the moment, like moving, like editing. I'm not even like, wait, I just fucking like was a Christian Guzman. I came back. I live with my friends. I live in Texas. Like I'm 25 years old. Like I really like took a second to stop, put my phone down. I went like that, and I was like. I just like looked around. I was reflecting, and I was like absorbing where I'm at, who I'm with, and like what I have coming up, what I've done, and like, you got to do that every now and then.
That's amazing, man.
I did a couple of times because, as I told you, I started watching you and Christian, and I'm from Europe. You know how tough that is, and I just packed my stuff, and I'm like, right now. Every single day, Christian is my friend. You're my friend. You know, like it's just like
casually.
Okay, you know. Sometimes I'm like, wow, that actually happened. I believe that it's gonna happen. I was 100% sure.
Did you visualize it too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right, everything that I do, I know. Like
no, he literally
in
said
my
it.
head,
he literally
like,
said it.
Yeah, me and him did a video about that. I was talking like 4 years ago in Germany. I was like, I'm gonna go to Alphalete and meet Christian and all of that people. By them people, I met you. I said, remember
Merijn, Max,
Merijn, Max, Rob, Lipset, everyone. And I was like, at least I'm gonna be an affiliate or something. And that happened like really, really fast after I came here. But I just need once again to pull that trigger. And everything that I do right now, I only see the goals. I don't believe in failure at all. Like literally in my head, I don't believe in. I know exactly what's gonna happen.
I say it to Harry all the time. It's like I'm not surprised anymore by anything that we do or like any accomplishments because I'm like fuck, like I've already done like I've surpassed like my dreams or like I'm like way past that already. Like I wanted to meet Christian. Now I'm like friends with Christian and like at his show in his house. Like,
especially when you're in that industry and everything, but you see that you are work in a different ways. Like we like move a little bit different. You know what I mean? So in that way, not everyone is ready to like I don't know. Like just take. Not having a sleep or not going out of the house because they need to do this or you know like stuff like that. There's like stupid things, but in the end of the day, not a lot of people are gonna do that in order to be there where they want. It's it's just being like, comfortable is something that people like, but for me it's opposite. I love to be uncomfortable, you know. And
but you have to learn. Yeah, for sure. It's something you gotta learn. And you gotta train.
You gotta be comfortable being uncomfortable.
And I think for all of us, like what got me into fitness, what got me into entrepreneurship was fitness, because fitness teach me the principles of you have to do something for a very long time, consistently,
commitment,
little steps every single day,
you know. And it's gonna suck sometimes, but
it's gonna suck, but you're gonna do it every single day, and you're not gonna worry about the outcome every day, because that's what most people do. That's what, you know, they want that paycheck, so they take that job instead of, you know, risking, you know, when you don't know what's gonna happen. But like Will Smith says, for example, as well, like you just lay a brick perfectly every single day, and then one day there will be a wall, right?
Yep.
And that's just exactly how it is, and that's what fitness teach me. Because after 2 years of doing it, consistently, I looked in the mirror and I was like, wow. For the first time in your life, you've actually accomplished a goal. Because I wasn't good at school, you know, I had a lot of problems there. So I was like, this is awesome. For the first time, I was excited also about learning stuff, about learning about fitness and entrepreneurship. That's the first time ever.
I give a lot of thanks to like, not thanks, but like, I played baseball in college. So like that team camaraderie, like working with people. That's awesome. Having teammates. And then once that was over, I was like, fuck, I need something. That's when I got into bodybuilding, because I need like a goal. I need something to work towards. So I started doing shows, and then that's over. Now I have a business I'm running, and like everything I learned from being on a team and like competing for a show and prepping, like that mentality is still in my brain. Like it's instilled in there now. Like it's not going anywhere.
Exactly, man.
I'm saying that all the time, that fitness is like character changing, because exactly, you're like every single day you're dieting, right? But if you look at yourself in the mirror every single day, you're not gonna see any changes. You see yourself every single day. All of a sudden, people are like, "Wow, bro, you look like crazy."
And then it's like you did it all of a sudden. It's like a business. It's like, oh, you got lucky.
Exactly.
But you were working for years every day. You know,
you're on YouTube like 3-4 years. One video go viral. Everyone's like, "Wow, this new guy is like crushing it." New guy is like 6 years on YouTube already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I recommend anyone who's like in the gym, like do a show, do one fucking show, just experience it, like push your body to the limit. I did that
too, and that really like did. You know,
dude, those shows like changed me mentally. Like I'm the discipline is instilled in my brain.
I mean, the shows and then just fitness in general, I think is so beautiful because it's one of those things where nobody can do anything for you. You can't change your body unless you do something yourself physically every single day.
And you can get a trainer too, but you still like you're not gonna have someone watching you every day on what you put in your mouth. You know?
And so if you can do that, if you can achieve your goals in fitness, you're like, wow, I'm the one responsible for this change. I can do whatever I want.
And the cool thing about fitness as well is that it's an easy bridge to do. Like it's an easy way to learn discipline and to learn about, 100%. It's not about motivation. It's about self-discipline. It's about waking up and doing it anyway, even on the days that I don't feel like it. Yeah. And you take that with you to business. Yeah,
you realize.
But with business, it's way harder even, because not everyone is like with fitness, everyone is going to get results if you have the right plan and you stick to it, right? Yeah. It's only a couple of people that have certain diseases that cannot lose weight or, but most people can, literally most people on the planet can. And I think that's just an easy way to learn those principles because it's just a little stepping stones every day.
We talk about
You're
it
in
all
control
the time.
of it.
And everybody that's done a show or pushed their body to that limit says the same thing. They're like, yo, it was great and all, but I learned way more about me. I learned way more about my mental and how dedicated I can be and how disciplined I can be in anything else. It's like, it's not about the fitness part at that point. It's just the vehicle for you to find that.
You're the one in control. Like I can control if I want to get fucking shredded. I could control that. Yeah. If you want to make more, to some extent, if you want to make more money, you got to make the moves in order to do that. Like I want to be rich one day. Like I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure I get there. Like to some extent, I'm in control of that.
Yeah. Well, you can control the controllables, right? The things you can control, but like that's what you got to focus on because there's always things you cannot control. Exactly. And that's with fitness too. Like you could be hit by a car tomorrow. You can get an injury, right? And with fitness, is a little bit more certain that you will get results than business. Exactly. But at the end of the day, there's guys that have been in business who I look up to as well. They have been in business for like 10 years and then they start blowing up. And now they're making, they have these big companies. Yeah. But they were sleeping on the floor for 10 fucking years, Those people are out there. And so when you see that, it's like, for most people, business is like fitness is going to take months, which is great because that teaches you these lessons. Business is honestly most likely going to take years, before you make some profit. Yeah. But eventually, it is going to happen if you keep going. Stay consistent.
As everything,
and if you don't have a good plan, you got to change something, right? But you got to keep going. Yeah, you got to keep going.
Even like my Instagram, I made it in 2017, right? So I spent more years getting like 30 likes, 40 likes than I did getting 2,000 likes.
Yeah.
So I could have gave up along that way. I'm like, fuck this. I'm getting fucking 40 likes in these photos. Why am I even doing this?
Yeah.
Once it starts rolling, it rolls, but it rolls on purpose.
It takes time.
That's for sure.
It took years to get here.
When you made that video that popped off, when you made it, did you think, wow, this is the greatest video I've ever made? It's gonna go crazy, or were you just like, all right, that's another job. That's
you never
video
know.
I did.
See, so I actually did a TEDx talk about this topic because the question is like, did I just get lucky? Did I just get lucky, or did I try like over 100 times and got lucky once? Because one video got viral out of over 100, which I made by that point, which only had a couple thousand views, and then one goes viral. But all those videos I made in order, to do well, to go viral. Like it wasn't a viral video. It was just another video idea.
You didn't put any extra effort into that video.
Well, every video I was trying to make better. Since the beginning. So 100 times I was trying to make it better. And then at the 100th video, that one got viral. Yeah. Is that luck? And that's when I say in the TEDx talk, you create your own luck.
Like that. The other thing with that is also like, there will be a point if you make content consistently, there will always be a point where for most people, there's going to be a video or there's going to be a photo that goes off.
It gets in front of the right eyes.
It is your responsibility then to take full advantage of that. And to capitalize on that. You're doing it right now.
When
you're on fire, you do not let off the gas. And when that video went off, you're like, all right, great. Now I got all these eyes on me. Let's double down. Like, let's keep doing what we're doing. Let's get more active. Like that is like, if you guys are out there and you make a video and it goes crazy, congratulations, pat yourself on the back. But the very next day, put your fucking boots back on. And
probably the same day, the same night. You know, when it goes hard, I respond to all the comments, you know, the DMs. And when you're a bit bigger, like now, I find that kind of a shame too, but that's a good thing for people that are watching that want to grow their personal brand. Like obviously I don't have time now to answer all, you know, the DMs and the comments on all different platforms. But back in the day when you only have, you know, maybe a couple tens of DMs, you should respond to all of them. You know, you should take your time. You should build relationships, and that's what I did in the beginning too. And people underestimate that, but that's the most, like my book. You know, the reason it became a bestseller is because people appreciate it. They started talking to other people about it. You know. That's at the end of the day the best way to do business, to grow relationships, to grow your social media account, and to do it in a genuine way. Because you actually, like, I have friends from all over the world, you know, who recognize me and know what I'm doing, and this is so cool, man. It's just
that's what it's about.
It's just so cool, man. And so when you're small, like, make sure when you're relatively small, make sure you keep responding to all these comments.
What I'm doing right now that I'm finding a ton of return on is everyone that's been supporting me using my code for Young LA. I've sent them a voice message and said like, hey, like I appreciate that. I want to send you to send me voice messages. Tell me about yourself. I want to put a personality to the name. And these kids are sending like a few minute long voice message, being like, whoa, that's really cool. Like, so-and-so, I'm from here. This recently happened in my life. Like I had a kid who's like, my fucking dad just died and here's this and that. And it was like, bro, like that hit me hard. Like these are individual people that are going through things that are very similar to what you might've gone through. And just even having a few minute conversation back and forth with these people, like it gives you an appreciation for what we do. And like the lives we're in, and the lives that we're impacting and all that. And like, I have a note written down of everyone and bullet points on their stories. And it just helps ground me and be like, never forget that like
it's
exactly people.
Man. Yeah. It's cool when like I'll like respond to someone and they're like, oh my God, you answered. And then they'll send me, I'm like, I answered. Like,
I'm still trying to respond almost every DM or YouTube comment or everything.
Well, like that,
of course, if it's not something rude or
but yeah, like that 1 minute out of my life that I responded to that kid on the treadmill, like while I'm just like, I made his fucking day. Like he literally screenshotted, put on a story. He's like, LT respond. Like I'm like, I do
that too. Like make a birthday video when people DM me about it or like email me about making a birthday video. I always do that. You know, that's just so cool.
Do you have a story where you met like a fan in person that like was like, yo, I lost like 150 pounds.
No, this was a way more crazy story. And it's actually on video because it sort of sounds unreal and it was unreal to me then. But this was the Alphalete World Tour in Amsterdam. So we were in the Vondelpark, which is a big park. There were just a lot of people on the meetup. In the World Tour, so that was 2018, I think. Okay, so I was with Alphalete for like a year. And this guy comes up to me and he has like almost tears in his eyes. And he's like, he almost didn't have words. He's like, Merijn, I came here all the way from, I think it was Brazil. I came here all the way from Brazil. You changed my life, man. I was suicidal. I was going to kill myself. And watching your videos made me want to do something else, man. And now I'm studying again. And I'm trying to make something of my life. And then he started tearing up. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, man. I get chills right now, man. Yeah. So those stories, man, that's the reason why I do what I do, you know, as well. And this is why last year I wasn't feeling too good either, because I lost touch with this a little bit, you know, because when you grow bigger, you start maybe not responding to those people anymore. And with COVID, I there were no meetups, and like I was getting recognized on the street, but it's not the same as a meetup where you actually have time to talk to, and people tell you their story, and it's something I've missed just so much, man. So I this weekend too, I there's going to be meet and greet too. I'm really excited for it because I've just missed that personal interaction. Because at the end of the day, it's not numbers that you're making videos for, but it's real fucking people. You know,
we talk about that all the time,
which is crazy. Sometimes you don't understand what a difference you can make by Bro,
we'll get like 2,000 views on a pod. I'm like, oh. But like that's 2,000 human fucking beings. Like, picture that in a room. 2,000 people listen to me talk for an hour. Like they know who I am.
They click on it, knowing all it is us bullshitting and talking.
That is fucking crazy.
Right on, yeah.
I think like the really fucking cool part about that story, like we talk about this a lot together. We say, you know, if you can put out one story or make one post that changes one person's life in any way, like that's very much worth it.
Exactly.
Bro, like you literally. Like you saved this guy's life. He is going to go on and have a family one day and he's going to have kids. And like, if it weren't for you, like these kids would not be there. Like that's crazy to think about. Like you literally are giving life to this world because you're creating content. And that's what it's all about, man. It's all about just.
I met a guy today who said he screenshotted my story from last night. The one where I was like reflecting. He's like, dude, I screenshot that and I sent it to my buddies. And like I came out here by myself. He's like, I was really hoping you'd be here. Like, he's like, I just want to let you know how much you motivate. I'm like,
that's so cool.
I'm like, what? Like,
yeah, sometimes it's a little unbelievable. Yeah,
like I'm just posting that, like getting my thoughts out there. Like that's,
yeah.
And he's like really like he like took that changed his like mentality. Like made him come here, made him fucking like.
You never know how you're gonna impact someone. That's why. That's why. You know how many times I told you like, don't want to mention, but like when you talk like in the videos or something like that, a lot of kids, a lot of people that are not so experienced listen what you're saying. Like they look up to you. So even if you mention some things, there will be people that are like, yeah, I'm gonna try. Even though you said don't do this at home, but you did it. People still look up to you, so they might do it. So whatever you speak out loud, if you're like already like influential towards other people, be really careful what you're talking about.
Dude, when you build that platform, like what you put out there,
exactly, like, people are gonna listen.
They're gonna listen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you feel that pressure? Do you feel that pressure to like be perfect and a motivator all the time? Because obviously you're human. Obviously you make mistakes. Like, do you feel like you have to be any certain way? Like just because that's what your personality is?
No, not necessarily like that, but I have felt the pressure of, you know, like having to be a role model, like you just said, like people listen to what you say. But I think I was actually just talking to Kieran about this, and just in the car we were talking about this, and I was talking about like how I feel. Like I'm not sure how I feel about some of these guys, like really like normalizing all the steroid use on YouTube videos. Without giving like disclaimers, right? So I think it's really good that people are opening up and being honest. But if you will only say like fuck yeah, I'm on trend now, but you don't actually explain, you know, like the downsides or whatever, then like I'm not sure what I think about that. Like in a way, you're being real, but at the same time, you are influencing people, and if they don't like, they may have not watched your other video about it, and then so I like. And for everybody's different. Maybe I'm wrong, and these people have a completely different vision. That's possible. For me, I've just always made sure, because I've smoked like weed on some videos and showed this lifestyle of partying and getting in shape. But when I do, I always have a message behind it. So my I used to smoke weed every day when I was 15, 15, 16, like every single day, you know, at school and all these things. Then I quit for a long time, got into fitness. And then after that, I started doing it again sometimes just to celebrate life. But only to celebrate life. Only when I've worked really fucking hard for the week and I've accomplished all this stuff. Then I would smoke one to just celebrate. And then I would share that story and you know, the backstory. Like, don't do this every day, because then you'll end up like my old me. But if you do it sometimes, you know, this is what I do. I don't say it's good but this is just what I do.
Being transparent, like
that's just
this is what I like to do.
And at some stage, I went on TRT, you know, testosterone replacement therapy, and then I felt, you know, obviously that same, not necessarily pressure. It's not pressure. It's just a feeling inside of me, like I need to share this because it's.
I remember that, but you got fucking like crucified online for like getting on
crucified. The people that are probably on 10 times more things, but they don't want to say.
No, but I think it's just
so maybe I got crucified. Like I didn't feel like that. I feel like I've been at a stage too where it's I've been on YouTube for too long to care about those things.
Exactly.
You know, what I care about is how I feel deep down, and I knew I wanted to share it. You know, because that was a decision that, you know, obviously if I didn't share it, then that would make me something that I didn't want to be, because I saw these other people doing that. So
I'm actually also like when I film, I also put like weed, for example, and like I smoke. I said it a million times. Remember that every single video I say always. Why? So like, even my mom probably watched this and she doesn't know that I smoke.
My mom did not like me photos with joints. No,
but but I always say why. Like I don't smoke to have fun. I don't just go out and like I smoke. I smoke always after like a long day of work to like after a long stress, and it's for anxiety, for sleep. That's literally I only smoke before the sleep so I can sleep better, and because of anxiety. Literally.
Exactly.
That's the information that people should have, not just like I'm smoking because I enjoy smoke or it's cool. It's cool to smoke. No,
I want to put responsibility as well on the consumer. So everybody listening to this, like it is the responsibility of the creator to make sure they're being transparent and all that stuff. But also as a consumer, like make sure the people that you're looking up to are actually people that you think are really good role models for you. Like if you're watching someone because of entertainment, that's great. But like you should really be thinking about, are the things that they're doing things that are going to benefit my life, or am I just attracted to the lifestyle and the glitz and the glamour and all that shit? So like people that you follow, make sure you follow them for a while. Make sure you understand who they are as a person before you idolize someone for their.
That's why I would say even then, and like there's people that follow me and take all my advice, and that's great. But question everything I say, you know, and everything everybody says. Question it and get a different perspective and
do your research.
Yeah, do your research. You know. because I may be wrong in things,
100%.
and then I don't care about that, and because I'm a human being, and that's how I've been able to make these videos for so long too, and do it with passion, is by being real. Because if you're not, then I don't think you're going to sustain for that long.
100%, bro. All right, we do a little segment here where we hop on live and we let someone ask you a question.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So
one guest is gonna ask.
we got like 2 minutes. So
You don't
maybe
have to
good,
answer
maybe
the
bad.
question
You don't
too,
have to answer.
we'll make sure it's a good
That's
question.
something
If it's
No, we'll just do one.
How long are we?
It's nice and easy.
Over an hour, probably. Right?
yeah, we're good. We're gonna ask the question and then we'll do our final
We'll wrap it up. Yeah.
final statements.
That was
Going out to celebrate after this.
It was a really good pod.
bro. This is definitely one podcast that I was like just listening. Like you should see my
No, really,
expression. I was like, wow,
really good
okay.
pod. Really good pod.
Literally.
good
So
to
far,
hear.
it was like more about fun and everything,
Yo.
but that was wow.
Yeah, that was pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay.
No, but like in a really good way.
Alright,
Okay, that's good. That's good.
How many other podcasts
joining?
have
Who's
you been
joining?
on
Who's
besides
joining?
your own?
Quite a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we got?
Yeah.
What we got?
Oh, so yeah. Well, is this still rolling? This?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
no?
Yeah, so someone's
it's all-
gonna ask you a
Yeah,
question.
you can
Okay.
just shoot the shit.
You're still rolling.
Yo.
You're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Tell Harry what's good. Harry,
What's up, y'all?
Who's that?
he said what's good. Yo,
Yes,
what's
sir.
up, dude?
Yo, what's good?
Dutch podcast a while ago, but now I realize I don't want to do it in Dutch, and I want to do
In English?
In English, yeah. I just missed English, and I missed like. Okay.
They're gonna say.
Yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
ask you a question.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, bro? What's your name?
Elias. How are you doing, bro?
Good. Where you at right now? Where you from?
I'm from Indiana, bro.
Damn, Indiana. All right, you got one question for Merijn. Stage is yours, bro.
All right, so my top question for you and the people on the podcast is, what is the hardest part about chasing your dreams, like taking the step forward to actually like make your dreams a reality?
So like the first step.
Great question, man.
That's a good
Or
question.
the hardest step. It might not be the first, but the hardest. Okay.
The hardest part.
Yeah.
The hardest part is, I'd say, not caring about what people think, and just being yourself, and not letting like all the outside noise and opinions of others affect your actions. You have your own vision, you have something that you want to do, then you got to make it happen. And people might make fun of you. People did of me as well. Even when I started training, they made fun of me bringing my meals to school. But later, when I started my business, they didn't believe in that, or started laughing at me for making vlogs. And you just got to keep your goal in mind. Like, what do you want? What do you want deep down? And if you find that why, you find that reason, then that's a way to overcome it. But it's going to be difficult for everybody. I think that's the most difficult thing. Yeah.
great.
If you have that down, man, you can do so much. Yeah. Because it's not about the practical steps are all not like they are not the hardest. It's the hardest is up here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Good
Great
question.
question.
Good response.
Good question and great
yeah.
answer.
Dude, good question, bro.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Actually gonna be in Houston, bro. So I don't know if you heard about InSpoCast, but we're gonna be in Houston in 3 weeks, and we'd love to have you on the podcast, bro.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Podcast plug.
Yeah,
Let's
hit
go.
us up when.
That's a business plug.
Yeah.
He's taking the advice right away. He's like, oh,
Let me know a
fuck.
few days before you come out, and
Bet I got you,
try to
bro.
set something up for sure, bro. All right, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night, bro.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yo, great answer, by the way. Last question that I have is, so obviously our
All right,
podcast is
later,
called,
guys.
it's called Legacy Loading. Like, what does leaving a legacy mean to you, and what kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Man, that's a good question, man. I've thought about this for a long time. Like, I like for me, it doesn't have to be like all these millions of people that remember me somehow. I think it's more about why
Close people to you, maybe.
not even close. People from all over the world, but it's not about necessarily like how many it is, but like how much I've impacted them.
Yes.
And right now, I've been focusing a lot on helping people with their physical shape. And now that I've gone through all these struggles, I want to help people, with their mental state too. Growing their business, and with like he just said, with creating your dream life, because I've always been obsessed by that, and I really love that. And most people are not trying to chase their dreams; they're not even trying, So I want to be remembered for someone who help people do that, help people make their dreams a reality. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Couldn't agree more.
I don't even know how to follow.
Hell
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
What he said.
Yeah. No, this has
Literally
been
what he
awesome,
said.
man. Thank you so much
awesome.
for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys too,
Appreciate
man.
This was a great fucking
That
pod.
was a
Hell
great,
yeah, man.
Definitely everyone needs to
Great
watch
stuff.
this
Shit.
one.
I feel like
Fuck yeah.
just ran a marathon or something. That was
All right.
So
Yeah.
Slap that like button right now.
Merijn stuff is all in the bio. Go
Yeah,
follow
so
him,
last
check
thing
him
I
out.
wanted to share was
Yeah,
that,
plug it up.
I started this Dutch podcast like for many months ago, but now I've decided I want to do everything in English. As I just said, one of my dreams, one of my goals is to do things internationally to help people from all over the world. So this podcast is going to be about entrepreneurship, about mindset, and about health as well. So not just fitness, but more the whole other aspect of it and how to grow a business and all
Dutch
these
podcast.
It's going to be in English. No, English. That's why it's interesting. But it's going to be out like somewhere next month. It's going to be called The Merijn Show, MERIJN Show.
Check it out.
And
nice ring to it.
Yeah,
That's dope.
it's going to be dope. I'm going to have a co-host as well. Yeah, but we're going to have, it's going to be a good time.
When you
People are going to learn a lot,
Next month, you said?
Yeah, end of next month.
Right
Yeah.
on.
I want to see some Dutch comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, some Dutch comments. Yeah.
Say see you in the next one in Dutch.
Okay. I see it. Yeah.
See you guys in the next episode.
Ik zie je in de volgende aflevering.
Yep.
Yeah. Done. See ya.
See ya.
Whatever he
guys.
said.